It's getting late in the year for Santa horse. I see he likes a good John Deere all the same.
Oh, if Santa wasn't going on anything else. Sure, he uses his Deere for everything else.
Right, back in the workshop, as all New Holland fans will love. My John Deere's back in the workshop. Brought her down to Matthew here to get me bushes and a TLS sorted. Talk to me, how hard was that to do?
Getting the old pins out was a total nightmare. So this is your pins here that go through your pan hard rod, and that's the most common place for the TLS to wear. So your tractor will go side to side. You could stand at the front of the tractor and rattle it, but that one there now is nice and tight. There's 2 bushings in there, you take that out, disconnect the position sensor, which is up on here, take the rod off that. I've heard of people not taking it off and then standing a bit and getting on destroying it and realising, oh dear. So you have to sort of know what you're doing at this caper. The pins, the way there's a threaded hole inside them, you usually just screw a puller into it. I put a big bit of piping on, pull it out, but yours wasn't coming out that road, so you just stripped the threads. So had to weld a big nut or a big bit of threaded bar on here and a bit of piping to pull them out that way, but they came out then, they're alright. So there's the original pan hard rod, a lot of people replace that for some reason. You don't really need to unless it's totally goosed. New bushings inside it, 2 new pins to tighten it all up so there'll be no more swaying about in the road. Unless you're bad driving, that's maybe done it.
See, if I'd have thought about this at the time, we'd have done these bushes before we put the front PTO on. So did you get away with much chipping? Did you have to take a sidearm off?
Had to take a side plate off only to get this out. Some makes the front linkage maybe won't come down so far here.
Yes.
So you can get it out.
Okay.
But that one there, it's a wee bit stronger and heavier. Comes down so you couldn't actually get the rod out. But it wasn't a big deal.
I see you've got yourself a nice wee draper crane here this time.
Aye, that's a wee bit.
Did you sell the tractor?
Sold 2 tractors, bought another.
You were selling what, the wee one? What was she?
Sold the E1950 and there was now 2140, we sold her too. And then Joe decided in the middle of the summer to buy this project.
Yes.
That was the first John Deere he ever owned, was a 3130 with a horseshoe bonnet.
Blast from the past.
I think it was 1979 he bought it. She was the first John Deere ever come around here, 6-cylinder especially, made it, like back in the day that was a monster. And now look at all the size of it, it's tiny. I put a new, I got an engine off Nick Young, put the engine on it there the other day, and now the transmission's sitting up the bench, go through that and do the pump up and high-low and PTO clutch and all, and get it fired back in, and then that'll keep the old boy happy.
Full restoration.
I should get painted next year, should be alright this year. I'll just work her this year to make sure everything goes okay.
So cab on her?
There's no Duncan cab. So it makes her look big as well, wee tiny Duncan cab and this big long nose, you know. But actually be a nice tractor when she's done. There's not many of them about, with the horseshoe bonnet. So no, we'll get started on this lady now, get the PTO back on her, get her all plumbed in again, and then we'll get your goodies looked at and see.
I will have another box of bits here.
Oh, they were very kindly donated. QTP gave us a lot of bits to try out in this tractor.
So you heard me preaching about looking for a tracker. This is how this happened. QTP heard me preaching about looking for a tracker. So they have sent me up a tracker to try and, we'll not tell you where we're going to put it, but.
There are 2 different types they sent us to try out. There's the type that I'm going to fit in this tractor.
It's not big, fits in the palm of your hand, and it's mostly the plastic housing. It's actually, once that folds over, it's half that size.
Basically it gives out a signal, I think it's for 2 seconds 3 times a day. It might be 6 seconds 3 times a day, but it's only a matter a few seconds. So the biggest problem now is everybody's getting smarter, especially thieves. And they know technically now you can warn the machine. Basically the sort of thing you go to an airport and they'll put a thing over you, see if you're wearing metal. They can do that with a tractor or a machine now to see if there's a tracking device on it. They find out where it is, rip it out, and then you can't find her. But with that device that we're going to fit to this one, they can't warn that. The very, very, very small chance of them getting it within that 2 seconds, it's giving out a signal that day. It's very, very slim. So that's why the device we're going to fit to this tractor is a lot better, and it runs on its own battery. It'll last 3 years.
So it tells you when your battery is getting low so you can replace it. And it operates throughout Europe and Russia. So they'll have to get her to Morocco or Syria there or Georgia before they're out of the zone.
If she lands in Syria, I'd be starting to worry. I'd let her sit.
Whatever I done wrong whenever setting this up, this tracker, it didn't save me a password that I picked, but thankfully it sent me an SMS with the password that it's now given me. So I've managed to get logged in, and we have a position, Matthew.
Where are you?
Can you confirm it's the right position?
Oh, aye. That's very accurate.
Yep. So
some of them only give you a rough idea, but that there's right on the yard, like.
Yeah. You've clicked there for device settings, and you've got the number of wake-ups per day, how often, if it's once a day or more, that you want the position sent to you, and you can flick on the 60-minute, once a second position update. But it says that's soaring battery life.
And then the other type that they sent me as well, I'm going to put my 6420S. It's live all the time, but basically if you had somebody working to you and you wanted to know where they were, like the tracking systems in the lorry now, you can look up, oh, there.
You can check progress or check with that and all that crack, yeah.
That could be picked up with the one, but that's more ideal for...
It's more for like fleet management.
Yes, so if a contractor's trying to figure out where all his men are, if they're moving, if they're not moving, if some boy's sitting in the field drinking tea with his feet up when he's supposed to be cutting hedges or something.
Well then what's the difference in that? Is it a more expensive service that you can see that live real time all the time?
No, you can... They're both much the same price. There's not a wild price difference on them. I would have to look it up exactly, but we're going to do an offer on them for the launch of these two products, so you can buy them through yourselves at Sloan Agri. QTP send them up to us, or you can buy them any of your QTP dealers, but we're going to be doing a special offer on them.
Yes.
And they sent a whole lot, or a full LED lighting package for as well.
Yes.
QTP have
So you'll notice then whenever I was doing the mowing with McHale's at night, we had a few candles keeping us going. Hopefully this time we're going to change all the floodlights, going to leave the headlights original. Modified the LED, and hopefully it'll be like working in daylight then.
Perfect fit for your originals, literally slot them in. You can buy that as a kit, so it comes with your new covers. They will obviously not be on yours because you're just slightly different. But all the 6000 series and 6010 series, that comes with your wee brackets, because usually when you go to take them off, everything's seized up. And then there's your isolator as well, nice heavy duty one. That's another nice wee thing they do. That's another good thing to have on a tractor. It's a wee bit of an anti-theft device, but this terminal here, you unscrew that half a turn, that cuts all the power off her. Basically an isolator as well. Okay. There's a wee thing on behind it there, so that'll lift the power off and disconnect her. But to look at it, you'd think that tractor has to be sitting live, but it's actually not. So also means if somebody goes to nick her, you can't understand why there's no power in her. Not a bad thing either, unless the boy knows about it. Now this was my latest purchase. Last week, said to buy Miss Lamassa. Don't know if it's a good idea or not.
She's not a very big one.
No, I hopefully have a customer for her as soon as I get her fixed.
Is that oil-driven front hubs on her?
No, they're actually mechanical, but I hope they never go wrong because I wouldn't like to fix them. There's little gears in there.
Use the engine away out of this yoke somewhere. Where's that?
The engine's sitting on the bench. The head and the crank's away getting looked at just to make sure they're okay. Crank needs ground a wee bit, and then just get the head pressure tested and skimmed and make sure the valves are right. Get her back together again.
Fancy sit in her.
Oh, that's very... I think that's one of them Grammar Super Comfort seats in her, maybe.
She looks a bit hard all the same.
Aye, I think that would need to be changed.
You were going to fix bushes on the back end of her too. You want to show me what?
2 bushes in your rear shaft. I actually noticed this the day your dad. So last year it wasn't seen. We made these brackets for her and put these stabilizers on her, and it was the day your dad was up and I was fitting them. Your dad was standing doing this here, and then we seen this. If you look in there, you can see the shaft.
Yes.
There's a lot of play there. So there you can put wee bushes in there. That side's not too bad, But you can get that all done up, so that's the plan tomorrow. Hopefully we get...
There's not much left tightening on her after all this, Matthew.
No, it should be like a new tractor. Had you any bother with her this year at all?
No, just leave my indicator on because my flashing light. I keep forgetting about it.
That's another thing we're going to get
I'm convinced it's because the light's blinking at me all the time. I keep forgetting to turn the indicator off. The other thing is the Mudguard Skins. They're the worst looking thing on her. They're nice because they're the John Deere ones, but they're pulled on this side, and this side here, if you look at it, is looking up. It's hanging out at the bottom. So I'm going to try Mr. QTP's skins on, see what they look like. Nice big pair there.
I think they're quite tidy them. They're made, I fit a lot of them to tractors that come here, and I sell a lot of them too. While a lot of Mudguards, especially aftermarket ones, crack.
Yes.
But them there, I had a set of them in one of my own tractors, and they're hard to break. They'll bend back before they'll smash. There's just a nice, tough, flexible thing about them.
The old plastic, if it get too hard in battle, it'll just snap.
The sun doesn't seem to affect them too badly if they're lying out. They're pretty good.
We'll have to see if we can keep Leslie out of the hedges after we get them changed.
Thought it would look better using the grinder than using the plasma cutter.
So plenty of men will condemn me for not putting John Deere skins back on, and I do like the John Deere logo on them, and I do like the wee vertical stripes, and they're lovely, and I know they're not even done. Like, I know my dad wouldn't change these. I want her looking tidy, but I'm not willing to spend whatever number of hundreds of pounds it takes to put the John Deere logo onto my skins.
Yeah, go for the whole modern look, John, where they put them like way around here.
No.
They're a bit back long, these, aren't they?
They're probably similar length to what we had. She does look like she's sitting high at the front here now. You know, she's nearly. Do you mean how you take a look?
It's your tractor, it's your taste, like whatever you prefer. Does that bracket maybe needs a wee nudge?
Right. The first is the game of spot the difference.
What difference are you spotting?
You tell me, like, what's the difference in them two mounts as they sit right now?
One's mounted on the inside and the other's mounted on the outside.
Because I was thinking, how do you adjust? Can you adjust the height of these things anywhere? And I was like, how do you adjust that? Because it's going to come down and hit its own bracket. And then you go over here and you realise it's mounted to the outside, and it can be adjusted down as many holes as you want, 2 or 4 or whatever. And then when you see the M2 on the ground, the new one has a lot more of an arc on it.
Basically, you're saying there's some nip that. Put them on. That's a nice way of putting it. Dirty Brit. Nothing like a nice hot spark in your ear. Well, see, there's also a bracket missing off.
Aye, so the bracket that we're missing is this boy here. It's lying on the ground. Does them new skins need that sport arm?
No.
Is that a John Deere thing? For their wee skins?
If they do, we can always get one rolled like, and set it in, bolt it in. I'm just looking as to why that's been moved. It's because this is so badly bent out of the road.
But then it's only if it would have to be out on that side if it's going to be get the height adjustment. Say you needed to bring it down a notch.
Aye.
You'd have to have it out on the outside.
Yep. This is the precision engineering side of the business. You have to make some amount of wee homemade devices to do these wee jobs.
Starting to move there now, starting to go. Yes.
Get 10 ton of that.
Moved the right bit now, lad.
I think by the time that springs back, it'll be perfect. What do you think of that now, John?
It's pretty.
Pretty. I think that could be as close as we're going to get her, boy.
How we're looking now. That's more like the line, Matthew. I like what I'm saying there. You and tell me I'm right.
That looks better. Definitely.
My dad would say that plays a crying Wayne.
That'll be all she needs done then, and she'll be ready for you to lift.
That's a wild diesel you're burning today, chap.
So she's set and running because she needed jump started.
So is it cheaper to run the diesel through or to buy a battery?
She hasn't been using it there too, so she'll be alright once she gets going again. I also informed me that the link arms aren't lifting, so I haven't even looked near that yet. But that's
Gotta love a New Holland, chap. I'm slammering at him.
he's slamming. But the thing is, John got a nice wee phone call about half an hour ago.
I can't see because I'm looking into the sun. I don't look into the shadow. Yeah, I got a phone call there. I was down with Mr. Sloan, getting me front TLS pushes sorted, so she's not going to drift on the road anymore. I says, get that light out. I'm just going to looking at that light. And I was literally in the car on the way here, and he told me, he's like, right, bad news is we're going to have to put the viscous drive on it because there's 3 wires going to the fan. It's going to take too much electronics and whatnot. We're risking doing something stupid like frying the brain to mess around with it without somebody that can just tell us how it works. So, new viscous drive, much does it cost? It's not the viscous drive, it's entirely the problem. Apparently because she's so old now you have to buy a different wiring loom to get the adapter kit to plug a different end onto it to get this light out. Best price thus far, there's only one in the UK, £1,200 including the viscous and the loom.
See a smile. That's for all the John Deere men.
Right, so I'm back with Matthew and we have mudguards fitted. Look at that. No big bits sticking out. The one thing left that was annoying me on her. Well, for now.
They're the QTP ones. They're a good mudguard. They're nice and flexible. If you did catch a hedge, you'll not break them. I had to get these here. Had to make a roll of 6-inch wide strip of steel and put it in there and paint it, just to give you a wee bit of support on the mudguards. So if you stand on that, you're not going to get through it. While a lot of people just slap them on and there's nothing there, and then if you got one or to work at something someday and you stand on the mudguard, you'll end up destroying it.
So I think we're still working at the spool. The price of John Deere parts is getting excruciating. I nearly caved on the fan one. The fan light, we have a theory as to how to fix it. I have a man lined up that I'm going to take it to, and hopefully it's a sort of £5 part job to solve it. We'll have the wiring diagram and all that crack now. We'll have a crack at it.
If you only had to buy the fan, it'd be alright. But you need to buy the loom at 300 odd quid too. No way.
It was getting out of hand.
No, they're on. Your tracking device is fit now.
Oh yes, I've been keeping a tight eye to make sure she hasn't left the yard.
I haven't had time to take her out of the yard.
So QTP have fitted the tracker in this, and it's a walk in the park. It works. It's got a battery in it, so it doesn't have to be a tractor. You literally, anything you can mount that wee box into and hide it, you'll be able to track it. So,
Life's handbag, anything at all.
nothing at all. It just works. So QTP have very kindly donated one to give away. So if you answer the question within 7 days of this video being published, so like 7 days after this video goes out the door, that's all the time you've got. In the comments below, we're going to pick the closest answer to win the free tracker. So what is the question? The question is, as of today, literally today, how many hours are on the 7810? Your closest guess is going to win the free tracker from QTP. If you want to know more details about the tracker, the description below will have all of the information on that tracker, how to buy it, where to buy it, what it is, all that good stuff. What can I say? It's worth 300 and something quid.
We're starting to sell them now and fit them as well. You can get that style of one, which gives you that wee blink every day, 3 times a day, or you set it as many times as you want.
Yes.
We're fitting them now, or we're fitting the other one that will track live where your machine is, but it's wired into the tractor rather than a battery. That's ideal for a contractor that wants to know where his men are, basically. That's the idea I get from it. So
look, it's a useful bit of kit to have. no questions asked. It's worth having a punt. Stick in the comment below how many hours are in 7810 and you're in with the chance to win one of these trackers. The other little thing that QTB did, it's in the box. I didn't expect it. It's currently fitted to the back of the 7810 and I'm looking forward to using it. Is this bad boy?
That is a heavy top link. That is a heavy brute of a top link.
I didn't know it was coming. I'm over the moon that I've got it. I really thank you so much to QTB for setting that up in the box. She is heavy duty.
That's a heavy duty.
How many kilos do you reckon that is to lift?
Whew, I should have waited actually. That's a heavy lift. You're lifting up yourself onto that tractor. That's a heavy brute. It's well over 10. It could be 15 kilos, that thing. Like, I'm just not 100% sure it's riding that. Going with the 10 kilo buckets of mealie lift every day, that's a lot heavier. So, but it has a very, very strong back of kit and check valves and all in it for safety and all the rest.
Is there a load rating on it?
It probably is, but I don't know. I would have to look it up for you.
Well, I think it's something good
On the spot there.
good and heavy, and get a buck rake or something on, get the nose of the
I
tractor.
don't think you're going to bend it anyway. And then there's your LED lights fitted in the front or up in the roof.
I know it's daylight, but like I still don't want to look straight at them because they're pretty bright. I'll soon have to take her home and hand her to Leslie and say, Leslie, break that.
He'd be good enough he can break that tractor, I'm telling you. That's a strong brute.
What would you rather have, man? I see we R series tucked over to the other side there. A 150R or a 7810. To me, it's just no competition, like.
For a Massey. That's sort of Massey Allen needs. That would probably pull the head off his new Holland all the size of it.
Yes.
At least the 4-wheel drive version there.